Hey, what's up, guys? CD here. As promised, this is the second part of the World Boss series. Welcome to the Dummy's Guide, the Brown Dust, episode 7. I thought about it, right? So there are two bosses left to talk about. I probably have to split this into two episodes because it's gonna be a little longer, actually much longer. So be prepared. This video is gonna be a lot longer than the previous one. I'm not going to go over the basics of the user interface for world bosses. You can check the previous video for that. You can see the world boss interface, the user interface for it, where I go over it. Anyways, because it's a lot more complicated, alright? So I don't want to make the video too long, but since today is Arcstar, we're going to do Arcstar first, and then we're going to do Ogdoad maybe tomorrow, or some other day that I'm free, alright? Anyway, so today we're gonna go over the attack type world bosses where you have to damage the world boss for points. It's pretty simple in logic. Uh, the more points you get is based on how much damage you do to the boss. Alright, so there are two attack type world bosses. You have to attack them, Ogdoad and Arcstar. Alright, it's very simple. The more damage, the more points. But the requirements for points for these bosses are much, much, much higher than transport bosses. So it will take more time for you to get good scores, alright? And here's a disclaimer first. Your units need to be 4-star rarity and above for world bosses. So it's going to take at least some investment on your end, alright? And logically speaking, the stronger your units are, the more 6 stars, the more skill ups, the more levels, the more points you are more likely to get. Alright? Let's go. Okay, Arcstar. As you can see, I was testing it just now. Different stuff. So the points vary a lot. 486k and 700k. I was testing some stuff. Okay, for Arcstar, we're gonna do Arcstar today. The variations for Arcstar is a lot. Alright, you can use a lot of different units for Arcstar. And I'll go over that after we talk about the world boss. We're going to talk about Arcstar first and what he does and how you can make the most of it. Alright? He has 6,000 attack and ton of health, um, defense, and agility. Alright? Very high defense agility. He has 4 skills. 50% of his attack, additional damage after he hits you. Alright, so this is quite painful. It's about 9,000 per hit. Permanent overcharge. This skill is interesting because this skill makes Arcstar take 300% more damage from your units. Okay? Which means that after you hit him once, on your second hit, he takes 300% more damage from your units. Alright? This reflect also shocks anything that touches him for 12,000 damage over 2 turns. Okay, this is a dot, so with dot immunity you can avoid this, debuff immunity you can avoid this, and so on. Alright? He has advanced dot immunity. You cannot use dots. Damage over time is what dots are. So basically stuff like poison, decay, burn, these are dots because they're damage over time. He's immune. He also takes reduced damage of 150% from your attacks. Alright? This is very important to note. Okay? He's immune to charm, stun, and dots. Okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go over the key units for this boss. There is a different strat that can get you extremely high points, but I will not go over that strat. Okay, it involves Eldora. The requirements for that strat is very high. You're gonna need a +10 Venaka, you're gonna need an Eldora, and a lot of other units with high skill ups. So I'm not gonna go over that. If you are looking for that strat, I may do that in the future. Because my team is not ready for that yet. Alright, my opinion is not ready, so I'm not ready to show you guys how to do it. Okay, you can get millions of points with that strat, but we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna do basic units and probably units that you should have. Alright. Okay, key units. Key units, Karg. Karg is very key for Arcstar. Okay, because Arcstar is not immune to stats weakening. So this, enemies all stats minus 70%. What does this do? It makes his defense and agility lesser by 70%. Alright, so basically Curse is very good on this boss. Alright, so Karg is a very key unit. Karg is a 3-star base unit that you can get from summons. Very important for Arcstar. Alright. Next one we're going to talk about Seer. You can use Seer in this position on the board, alright, because she has taunt, and what's important about Seer is she does enemies max HP damage when she dies. Alright? So what you want to do with Seer is, if you have a Seer, of course, you use Fatal and Rage runes. You get crit damage, and then you hope as hell that this is going to crit. Alright, this damage, if this crits, is going to give you decent damage for Arcstar. Alright, hope that's clear. Next, support. Supports Arenas. Arenas is very important because this barrier is going to save your units from dying from the first hit or from touching the boss. As you know, the boss has a counter that does shock, and that's pretty painful. So this is important. Alright, she actually boosts attack and crit rate and stuff. Okay, so that's very nice as well. I'm gonna use Arenas. Anais. Anais is good. Why is she good? She provides barrier, gives you agility, and she gives you debuff immunity, which means that you do not get damaged by the reflect. Okay, so the shock, it hurts. Alright, it's about 12,000 damage for 2 turns. This will make your units not take the reflect damage. Okay. Alright, next, DPS supports. Alright, damage supports. Hyunwoo, 3-star base support, very easy to get. You should be using him if you're not. Crit rate, attack, crit damage, attack. Alright, attack interference, removal. Very good for this boss because you want more damage, right? That's the whole point. Naresa. Naresa, what does Naresa give you? Same thing, attack, crit rate, agility, and incoming damage reduced. Very good. Keep your team alive. Crit damage, also good. Heals, also great. Alright. Other DPS supports. 5-star base, Mary. Crit rate, crit damage. I don't have the skill levels on her, so we don't have the barrier. But she's good for Arcstar. Arcstar. Alright? Veronia. Massive single unit buff. Right? 50% attack. That's huge. 60% crit damage. Mine is +7, so take it with a pinch of salt. The values for +0 Veronia is going to be lesser. That's how it is. That's how it works with supports. Watch my video on supports. I think it's episode 4 or 5. I don't know. You got to check it out on my channel. Alright, so single target support. It's very strong. And gives me debuff immunity. Very good as well. Okay. Other key units that you can use. Joseph, because he extends the debuff skill. Time. So basically what happens is Kark hits the boss, reduces his stats. Crow or Joseph, they extend the period where he is being debuffed. Alright, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the boss gets debuffed by Kark, and then Crow extends the period it lasts. Right? It restarts the timer on turns. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Other key units. Nia. Nia is very, very good for Arcstar because she hits 4 times. Alright. Foxy as well, but Foxy is Foxy takes extra damage from counters in my formation, the one I'm using right now, as you can see. So I would recommend Nia above all else for damage on Arcstar, because she hits 4 times and the boss takes 300% additional damage from you after your units are hit once. Okay, so your units have to survive the first hit. That's a key point. Your damage units have to survive. And on the second hit, they're gonna deal 300% additional more damage. Okay, that's why Nia is very good for this boss, and she hits multiple times. So what you want to do for Nia and Foxy is you buff them, you give them as much damage, as much crit rate, as much crit damage. Make sure they deal a lot of damage on the second hit. Alright. Then there's another strat for it where you can use the Ventana combo. Ventana is... Okay, let's go and look at Ventana. This will take a while for me to explain. Ventana. Okay, Ventana has this skill, Taunting Bash. Alright? What this does, it does additional damage based on the number of taunt skill types or concentrated fires on the enemy that's targeted. Alright? And this is a big amount. It's 300% per taunt or concentrated fire. How do you use this combo for yourself? If you are lucky enough to have a Ventana or a Blaze, Blaze is a mini Ventana. She does not deal as much damage as Ventana, but Blaze has the same skill. So you can use them in the same way and substitute Ventana with Blaze. Alright? I hope you understand the skill. Read it a little bit first. Concentrated fire skill type times attack. So the number of it times 300%. Right, so this is why Ventana is a strat. I'm going to talk about the other units in this combo. Natalie. Natalie gives you concentrated fire. Alright? Also reduces stats, which is very, very good for world boss. At high skill levels, of course. So this applied to the world boss, and then you need second. Yeah, sorry, I had a phone call. Alright, so basically this is applied onto the boss. A number of these are applied on the boss. And then you can do the hit with Ventana or Blaze. Do keep in mind when you use this strat, the turn count of these concentrated fires are pretty short. It's 8 turns for Natalie. Okay. Next one will be Maya. Maya has the same skill. Better reduced stats. Better curse, I guess. Better stats weakening. Lasts for 6 turns only. Alright, so the way that you place your turn order has to keep in mind that these concentrated fires expire very quickly. Alright, and you can use Joseph and Crow to extend the time of these concentrated fires. That's entirely up to you how you want to place it. Right, I want to teach you guys the logic of doing the boss. I'm not going to give you an exact strat because our units are different. Alright, keep in mind, alright? And then we have Elijah. Elijah is a 5-star base, so not all of you will have her. But if you do, wonderful. Concentrated fire as well, at high skill ups. Also has the curse, the stats weakening, alright? And lasts really long. So basically, I think most of you will have 2 of them, Maya and Natalie. And then you cast 2 of them on the boss, and then you hit with Ventana or Blaze. Let's look at Blaze. Where's my Blaze? Alright. Blaze has the same skill type as Ventana. The values are lower, so the damage she deals is going to be lower as well. And if you want her to actually keep up with a Ventana that's a 5-star base, she has to be 5-star at least. Alright, 5-star at least for more base attack. Attack is not as high, so definitely the points you're going to get with using Blaze instead of Ventana is lower. Okay? Other units you can use for Arcstar, Chalk. Basically, okay, any other unit that you want for damage, as long as they have massive damage, right? A lot of damage on them, they're gonna help you. So we have Chalk. Chalk has 9,000 on mine, 9,000 attack, so extremely high damage. One hit, of course. Other units, Wiggle. Wiggle has high attack as well. Not really massive, but high attack. Melody. I think Melody has very, very high stats as a mage, a 3-star mage. Okay, so she's 3-star, she has 1,003. Yeah, she has really high stats. Look at that. 6-star, 3,007. And then we have the multiplier here. She's gonna deal a lot of damage too. So basically anything that you have that does a lot of damage, right? You need to keep them alive from the first hit and the counter, and then they're gonna deal 300% extra damage. Okay, basically anything that you have. You can have Eden. Eden does massive, alright? I'm not gonna say he's a cheat mercenary for this. There are a couple. I will run over those at the end. Because Eden has massive damage if you happen to have Eden. So basically anything that does a lot of damage. Alright? You look through what you have and then arrange the way you want it to be. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain to you how my formation works. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the Ventana strat for this because I feel this is much better in a way. Nia is very strong for Arcstar. I'm going to use Carp to curse first, alright? And then I will extend the curse with Crow, alright? And then I will buff all my DPS in the center, the 4 of them, with my 4 supports. Alright, I talked about these supports just now. And my cheat mercenary would be Levia, alright? Also, because the range of the boss, he is not immune to taunts, right? So what happens is his range will switch to Seer. So it will be this line, like this, instead when he attacks. So these are not hit, alright? So it will hit Seer, you'll hit Levia and Sigmund. You can use Angelica as well, because Angelica does max HP damage with +3. But I don't think you guys in Global actually use Angelica, right? I'm a relic of the past, so... Okay, so basically how it's going to happen is, what I want to happen from this form is, because it's a huge range, it's 21 tiles, okay? So it's going to hit Seer and extend all the way back. So what happens when Arcstar hits Levia? There is a curse counter. So Arcstar stats will be reduced when he attacks first time. Right? So the first time he hits, his stats will be reduced by Levia. Alright, you can use Angelica, you can use Eden for this. How can I show it? Right, so before getting attacked. It lasts for 12 turns. This is a curse counter, alright? You're gonna do it one time, you're gonna see how it works. My Nia has 877 attack now, but you're gonna see the amazing damage it's gonna do, alright? Actually, I should just show you the stats of every unit, right? 700 attack, 6000. Look at the crit rate and crit damage on Seer. Levia doesn't matter, she does fixed max HP damage anyway. She's a cheat mercenary, as I said. And the rest that I spoke about, alright? The rest of the stats don't matter, the supports don't care about stats. Ideally, I would have Fatal and Rage runes for the heal. For Naressa, because she heals. Okay, let's go. Okay, now the first hit, Arcstar is cursed because of the curse counter. Okay, 0% defense, 0% agility. So basically, this is how it works. You have to watch the boss, alright? Click on the boss, check out his status, what happens to him, observe the curse, how long it lasts. Because curse is very important, right? So if you are unlucky, or maybe one of my units doesn't crit, your points are not going to be as high as you think they should be, or they have been. Alright? Watch again. This is why the video is going to be so long. I do not use Anais for the shock reflect, because I think my units can survive. Okay, look. Death Infliction Stigma is placed on the boss, so this can crit. So when my units crit, they're gonna deal a lot of damage, a lot more damage. Alright, as you can see, there's a lot of difference from critting and not critting, because I don't want to use that many supports, because the base of it, if I do badly, they also can get enough points for max rewards, so it doesn't really matter for the form I'm using. Your form will be entirely different. You can't use the same thing unless you have the exact same units. Okay, so As you can see, the damage done by Nia is even more than Eden. Okay? Cheat Mercenary Levia, based on max HP, fixed damage, so her damage is constant. It doesn't matter. Alright. Levia is a cheat mercenary that you can use for Arcstar and Ogdoad. Okay, both of them. Let me go through it. CS 63,000, pretty good. Sigmund I can switch for something else, I guess. And then the supports don't do anything. Okay? So with enough buffs, Nia will deal a lot of damage. Alright, we're gonna do it one more time so you can see the amount of buffs on Nia. And for Nia to have a higher base attack, you need to have a 6-star. You don't have to at first. It really takes time, and it's based on how trained and invested your units are, right? That's how attack bosses are. So, as I said at the beginning of the video, it will take time for you to get a good score for attack bosses, alright? Watch the buffs on Nia. Watch the attack. 6,600. 300% crit damage. Alright? And the way you place your units, you want to avoid losing your supports on the lane that the taunt is on, because the boss is going to target Seer anyways. I'm also not going to go over the mechanics of World Boss again. Watch the previous video, you should know by now. Alright, another cheat mercenary for Arcstar will be Mammonia. Okay, Mammonia you can get with ancient coins. Let's go over Mammonia. Oops. Okay, Mammonia is going to deal a lot of damage to Arcstar. My guildmate has Mammonia plus 6 or plus 5. I don't really remember. Okay, so this skill ignores the incoming damage reduction. So the 150% from incoming damage reduction that Arcstar has does not apply to Mammonia. So giving Mammonia super buffs, a lot of buffs, is going to let her deal a lot of damage to Arcstar. Alright? My guildmate's Mammonia does 2 million on Arcstar. Alright, 2 million points worth of damage on Arcstar. So I would classify her as a cheat mercenary for Arcstar. It's not really a reason for you to go for Mammonia unless you already use her or she's vital in your team, or ancient coins and units that you choose. You really have to plan it, alright? Watch my previous videos, I got a lot of videos on that. Yeah, I talk about all the legends and so on. Yeah, a lot of that. I don't have Mammonia, so I can't show you. But Mammonia does a lot of damage to Arcstar, okay? Specifically Arcstar. And I think this video has been very long, so I will split this. I will do a separate video for Ogdoad, the next one, obviously. Ogdoad would be definitely harder than Arcstar in terms of points and in terms of rewards you can get. Alright, you're gonna need exact units for Ogdoad, while for Arcstar you can pretty much just use damage units that you already have, use the better ones as I explained earlier. Okay, anyway guys, hopefully this video helps you get a better score for Arcstar. As you know from the previous video, this is how you check what rewards you get. You click on reward list, see the group you can get in. Alright, I shouldn't go over this. Watch the previous video guys, please. I've already talked about this before. Okay, anyway, I think this will be the end of the video. Your objective is to get max rewards for world bosses because ancient coins income and diamonds is very, very good. Alright, so you want to get as much as you can every day. Even if your units suck, alright, said this before, low points, you still get at least 2 ancient coins a day. Alright, don't give up. Doesn't matter if you get trashed by the boss, just keep doing it, alright? 2 ancient coins is better than 0. It's always the case. Alright? And as always guys, if you like the video, it really helps me a lot. Yeah, so leave a comment in the comment box below if you have any questions. Subscribe to my channel. I hopefully if my guides are really helpful to you guys. It's motivation, I guess, to keep doing them. And also shout out, there's a what's that? A tip jar link below in the info on all my videos if you think, because I need to get a new mouse. Yeah, there's a tip jar link in all my videos below. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the guide, the video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff. Alright, see ya. I will do the Ogdoad video next, definitely. Alright, take care guys.